So, what is going on with the Kaspa project and the developer Shai? It's your main man BTM here and bring you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And I was looking at a video and I was talking about Shai, the developer, has left the Kaspa project. So, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know in the comments. I was looking at it and people are weighing in. So let me know what you guys think. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? I know Shai does have a tendency to make comments and kind of create a lot of activity, let's say, in the project. I don't want to say drama, but he's talking about things that people might not want to talk about or might not associate with crypto. So it kind of makes it, I guess, tough on the project. I don't know. I'm not even sure, but I'm just trying to see, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good thing for the project or a bad thing for the project? Do you think it'll pump the price or not pump the price? Or what is your opinion? I do think the thing with the whole I guess the war in Israel kind of turned a lot of people off. Though I don't really get too political, right? That's what you want to talk about. Hey, to each his own. But I don't know why that would derail the project. But I do think with the project, just from the lack of, I'd say, noise, right? It's external noise. And I think with him leaving, that's going to turn some of that external noise down, right? It kind of draws away from the project. But also, what is it? No publicity is bad publicity. What's that? What's the saying? No news is bad news is good news. No news is bad news. I don't know, but it kind of takes away from what's going on with the project. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's open up the spotlight and see what we can see on the web. So let's see here. Don't forget to sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network, trying to keep you guys updated on current crypto events. Let's check the crypto bubbles real quick. ZBCN is down 24%. Toshi's up 7. XCN's up 3.8. Ingest is 6.9. Render's up 3. Mudan is up 7.6. Algo is up 2.6. XDC is up 1.7. Swarms is up 3.9. Nero's up 6%. Quant is up 6.4. Pepe's up 4.8. Bear's up 3.4. Peanut the Squirrel is up 8.9. Bigot Chat is up 6.2. Fat, what the freak, is up 11%? What the freak is going on? I'm gonna check into that. ICP's up 6.8%. EdTech's up 5.5. Uniswap is up 6.4. Mr. Miggles is up 11.9. Caspa is up 2.6. So I think this news might be helping the project. Whiff is up. Dog with a Hat is up 11.4. Why is everything up 11% today? Mog's up 9. XPX is up 10.3. Brett's up 7.2. XRP is up 3.6. Bitcoin is up 1% to 105. Ethereum class up 2.6. I think that are all the heavy hitters. What up, Piff? What's going on, brother? Yes, Shai left the project. How many developers are on Shai? That's a good question. How many are on Cast? Well, I think the main three was Shai, Jonathan, and who is this? I want to say Dave something, but maybe not. You got to go back and see. I know there's like three main devs, right? The three main, and then they hire additional developers. But as the project goes, I think the project will still keep pushing on. Not over, right? It's not going to come to a screeching halt. He is one of many. So they can still continue to push forward and continue to uh, develop and push forward, right? It's not a end all, right? There's still devs on the team. The project will still continue to push. It is just, no, wait a minute. Ethereum is up 3%. I'm tripping. Yeah, it is just, I would say more noise, right? There's a lot more stuff going on. The project will keep pumping. Looking at the dashboard here, we're up. We're back to 8 cents, up 2.6. 24-hour trading volume 55.4 mil won. Market cap 2.3 billion. Ranking number 40. BPS is 10.4. EPS is 8.5. Trading supply is 26.2 billion. Hash rate's back up to 1 ether hash. Percent mined is 91.5. This percent mined is not moving. Next reduction, 1 day and 12 hours, down to 5.19 cash per block reward. I'm actually solo mining, and this 5.1 is crazy low. And the crazy thing is, I started solo mining right before the last update. So the last few blocks, some kind of way, got held until after the reduction, and then they paid me, which I think is kind of weird. But I mean, to each his own, right? I mean, it happens. I'm not faulting the team for it. I should have started solo mining earlier, but it was just weird. It carried over like that. So let's see here. Added 12 crabs in the last hour, 4 octopus, 3 fish, lost 4 dolphins. 24 hours added 45 crabs, 10 octopus, 5 fish, 13 dolphins, and 5 sharks. No change in whale or humpback or Aquaman. So it looks like everything else is holding pretty tight. 526,000 holders currently, and looking for change. Wow. Mexi is down 1.9 million. Buy Bit 243,000. Bit get down 4.4 mil won. This guy lost 44,000. Gate IO's down 10.3 mil won. Uh, this guy's down 39,000. This guy added 212,000. This guy's down 190,000. This guy added 725, and this guy added 1.7 million. And looking at this address, what's today? Tuesday? That's weird. This guy usually purchases on Tuesday. I don't know what's going on with this guy, actually. Strange. He usually gets something on Tuesday. I don't know. That's not very inspiring. So let's look at the KRC20 tokens, and we'll go to the Twitter pages. What the freak? So let's see. Pluto, I'm not even sure Pluto is up 247%. Nacho's up 35%. Zale's up 2%. Coochie's down 3%. Bert's up 4. Top gainers is Cranky. Is weird. Oh, Pluto. Oh wow, Pluto's a cat, actually. What is this? Coachy. Nachos up 35%. Caspy's up 27. I see Caspy. Dog K is up 12 and Croak is up 9. Where's my main top dog on Caspa is Conan. And it looks like Conan's still in the top dog spot. We are down 5%, but we're at the 2 million market cap. I can live with it. Top 10. Kiki 600,000. Goach is a mil. Bert is 2.2 mil. Okay, Bert, I see you out here. Casper, the friendly ghost, is 2.6 million. PPKS, which I still don't know what that means. 2.4 million. Caspi 2.5 million. Kango 5.1 million. I should have hung on to that Kango. Zale is 7.6. I see a Zale. Zale is slowly creeping back up on Nacho. And with the news, I think Zale might push on up. So Pip. So Shai leaving won't sink the ship, Pip? I hope not. But I think there is more developers there. I think the main person would be Jonathan. So Jonathan's like the head of the project. I think Shai's just like one of the main developers. I'd have to go back and check. I know he makes a lot of noise, but we'll have to check back with these guys. Let me see here. So let's see. One sec. So this is Mona. Casper is no longer just the fastest proof of work, from wallets to DEX to NFTs, insurance, real world assets. The ecosystem is growing fast. Explore the full scope. And this is the Caspa overview. So base, the Eco Labs, the Casplex, Caspa II, infrastructure, Sparkle. Oh wow, I thought infrastructure. Anyway, and this is the rest. I'm not going to go through all this because there's a lot of information on here. But make sure you check it out for memes. You got Nacho, Kango, Caspi, Casper, and Bert. Why is Conan not on here? Unless they just picked the top 5. But why is Conan not on here? You got the Caspa, Punks, and the Jeets. Miscellaneous, the Warp Core, Cash Union, Airspace 3D, and KII Academy. Interesting. So now, moving forward a little bit, this is love how Caspa fans increase Nano engagement by spreading disinformation about Nano. We care to respond. Nano is faster is a true statement, not false. What? Fans increase Nano engagement by spreading disinformation about Nano. I don't even know what he's even talking about. That's weird. You're saying Nano's faster than Caspa? Weird. Um, Shout out to Altcoin Bonanza. Is this considered an inverse head and shoulders? Would take Caspa a little over 30 cents. This would coincide with the fib level. Currently at not even at 10 cents though. At 8 cents to 30 cents. That would be an awesome push. Gotta look into that altcoin bonanza. So what is this? What you got here, Pip? He will stop representing it in public forums, leave most social channels, and only engage with Casper related work professionals for compensation. So he's just not going to talk about it in public, basically. That's even weirder, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Cas first Dex is almost here. Don't get left behind. Huge news from the Casper community as the first decentralized Dex on Caspa. Zealous swap. Okay, Zealous is gearing up. You don't want to miss. Zale on Casplex testnet is incentivized. This is your chance to get involved before mainnet and earn. We're airdropping a massive 4.8 million Zelle worth approximately 135K to testers during the first week of mainnet launch. As per our tokenomics, this is a significant opportunity to earn early. Test the Zex, report any issues you find. Help us improve the network. I might have to look into that actually. I'm definitely game for airdrops. Although I rarely get the airdrops to work. I'm willing to give it a shot. Kaspa enthusiast. I wasn't planning to comment on this anymore, but seeing how parts of the community is reaching, I feel a need to speak up. It's incredible sad to see someone as talented and committed as Shai leave the project, the Casper community. I will not go into all the details, but to me, it's mostly come down to a very different personalities and poor communication. Yeshua has made some controversial posts. Of course, he has. This or yes, some of the interactions on X are very aggressive, very aggressive. And yes, there are clearly tension between him, Michael Sutton, that's the other guy, Michael Sutton and hashtag Jonathan, something that became more visible after Mike's post. So yeah, so Pip, Mike was the other developer I'm looking for, Michael Sutton and Jonathan. And then truly disappoints me. And I do not believe that this was Michael's intention. This is what happens after it feels like a wave of hostility began aimed to discredit Shai as a person and completely erase everything he contributed to Cass. What? That's weird, but yes, you can see it on my page. I'm not going to even read this. This is a lot, right? This is more than I got into. What up, quarter crawler? Dan's one who brought you to the party. And the party is looking kind of strange. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Oh, Canino's on here. Did I put him on it? Okay. Um, Dear Caspa friends and esteemed Caspa investors, let us use KS10 BPS hashtag in our post and share the highlight Caspa speed and power. Definitely. Can someone explain the drama with the Caspa founders? We're working on that. Crypto I don't even know what this guy's name is. Odd situation. Whenever I think of Cash, Shai is the first person I think of, even before Jonathan. I know. I mean, was, is one of the top developers or one of the lead developers there, actually. So I don't know. It's going to get interesting. What will this do for Nacho since I know I was thinking that too, because actually I have Nacho. But the weird thing is Nacho is up. I don't know. Maybe this is some kind of anti uh, establishment or supporting for this guy. I don't know. It's kind of weird that Nacho is up. But I need to respond to an email real quick. So let me see here. Let me play this video about the smart contracts as I was going to get to smart contracts. Anyway, let's play this video from my
Well, welcome back, or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew, today we're diving deep into Kaspa. Yes, the fastest proof of work crypto project out there. And by the end of this vid, you'll see why Kaspa smart contracts and blazing speed are about to shake up the entire crypto ocean. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Now, before we start, Crypto Crew, always remember to keep your crypto investments safe. Practicing self-custody is key, especially during the 2025 bull run. In my personal opinion, the Tangem wallet is your best option. Plug and play, easy to use, and the most affordable cold storage out there. So if you wish to order your Tangem wallet today, you can get 10% off using code Crypto Crew. Check out the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
Post crescendo, Kaspa could accommodate up to 864,000 entities who enjoy a daily income. Imagine a wallet, a layer 2 provider, or any other business that generates transactions for its users. They are forced to broadcast their transactions to the network and rely on miners to pick them up. With many blocks per second, much more services could mine their own blocks. A user only needs to know that the service provider queued their transactions and shouldn't care about the global fee market. And services can react to users faster than the round-trip time. Finally, businesses who mine their own blocks do so independently of the global fee market, compensated for their mining by the users of their service, creating additional sources of security subsidy.
Now let's start with the basics, Crypto Crew. What exactly are smart contracts? Think of them as self-executing programs that run on the blockchain. They automate transactions and agreements, making them trackable and irreversible. No middleman, no trust issues. Imagine a vending machine. You put your money in, press a button, and out comes your snack or drink. That's a smart contract in action, a code that guarantees the outcome every time. But here's the thing, not all smart contracts are created equally. Most people think of Ethereum when they hear smart contracts, but as we all know, Ethereum's network is often congested, slow as molasses, and let's not even get started on the gas fees. While proof-of-stake chains like Solana, Avalanche, and Tron claim to be fast, they do come with their own trade-offs: centralization, downtime, and sometimes questionable security.
This is a very scary tweet that went out. And again, anyone who's questioning Sui, you have rational reasons to do so.
Now, Cetus is the #1 DEX on the Sui blockchain in that ecosystem. That around $200 to $220 million worth of crypto was stolen from Cetus.
And it's just really unfortunate because I think Sui is a really cool project. I like what they're doing over there. But at the same time, it's unfortunate to hear. I hope none of you are impacted by it, but it did happen.
It's down again. This time it's down for about 14 hours, much longer than what had happened the last time. For those of you who don't know, Solana did go down again in December of 2020. It was down for about 6 hours, and that's how long it took basically for the nodes to communicate with each other, with the developers to figure out how to jumpstart the network.
On Saturday, February 25th, the Solana blockchain went offline again, creating conflicting versions of its transaction history. This led to a significant decrease in the network transaction throughput and effectively froze all on-chain activity.
Now, this is the first outage experienced by Solana in 2024, which ended a streak uninterrupted uptime that began exactly 1 year ago.
One of the most strongest coins in the recent time, Mantra, has fallen. This is the biggest fall after ActAI. No, it's actually worse. And this isn't looking good, bro. It fell from $6.3 to 33 cents, 37 cents. And that's a 94% damage. And this is officially a rug pull.
I don't feel like I or the team pumped the price.
You did, though. You sold OTC, then you re-injected it back in the chart, right? That's pumping the price.
I mean, I think we're going to have to agree to disagree, but...
Wait. No. This is not a matter of agreeing to disagree. This is just a statement of definitions, okay? Pumping is when the price meaningfully appreciates, right?
Sure.
Enter Kaspa. Kaspa isn't just another blockchain. It is the fastest proof of work network ever built, and it's about to bring smart contracts to a whole new level. At 10 blocks per second, Kaspa consistently outpaces proof of stake cryptos, not just Ethereum, but also the quote unquote fast proof of stake blockchains, the likes of Solana, XRP, Sui, Cardano, Tron, Avalanche, Sei, and Hyperliquid. At the making of this recording, Kaspa outspeeded all of them. And unlike those networks, Kaspa's speed does not come at the cost of its Bitcoin-like security and decentralization.
So you keep the same ethos, the same principles of Bitcoin, of a Nakamoto system, proof of work, blocks, transactions, all the things you're familiar with. And the vision of 10 blocks per second is that, things become internet speed crypto, internet speed proof of work.
So what does this mean for smart contracts? Kaspa is rolling out EVM compatibility, meaning developers can port their Ethereum dApps and tokens directly onto the Kaspa network. So there's no need to start from scratch, which opens the door for a flood of innovation, DeFi, NFTs, decentralized exchanges, and most importantly, stable coins. Why is this a big deal? Because smart contracts on Kaspa will run on a network that's not only faster than Ethereum, but also more secure and decentralized than pretty much all of the current proof-of-stake competitors. Imagine trading, mining NFTs, or running DeFi protocols with near instant finality and minimal fees, all on a network that's proven to be more robust than anything else on the current crypto ocean. And let's not forget, Kaspa's current token and NFT creation doesn't even use smart contracts yet. It uses its own protocol, Kasplex. But with EVM compatibility, the possibilities will explode. Developers can bring over their existing projects, and new builders can leverage Kaspa's speed and security to create things that just aren't possible on slower, less secure, or more expensive blockchains.
I believe that once all of these things are implemented and in place and proven themselves, Kaspa will actually be the only layer one you actually need. It could be spacious enough and performant enough and cheap enough to support all of the utility you need to hold all of the layer twos you could ever dream about putting on a network.
Now, some skeptics might ask, does Kaspa even need smart contracts? The answer is a resounding yes, and here's why. First, smart contracts unlock massive new use cases. Think stable coins right now, which stable coins make up over 80% of daily crypto trading volume. If Kaspa can capture even a fraction of that market, it's a game changer. DeFi, decentralized exchanges, gaming, IoT, and more all become possible and will all benefit from Kaspa's unmatched speed and security. Second, smart contracts mean more network activity, which means more transaction fees, and this is crucial for Kaspa's long-term sustainability. Especially as block rewards decrease over time, more fees mean more rewards for miners, which keeps the network secure and healthy.
We're building IGRA network, which is EVM, zero-knowledge-based rollup, on top of Kaspa BlockDAG decentralized sequencer. Our DevNet was recently launched, and testnet is coming this summer. We have already 15 teams building on IGRA, and we believe we can build blueprints that not only benefit, again, some new ecosystems, but they eventually can be absorbed into Ethereum itself. We came here to build systems that's decentralized, performant, secure, and interconnected, and bring value to people.
And here's the kicker, crew. Kaspa's EVM compatibility means that all the tools, wallets, and dApps you know from Ethereum like MetaMask will work seamlessly on Kaspa, which is a huge win for both developers and users.
With proof of work, you will be able to execute smart contracts. You will be able to execute fast payments, micropayments. It's actually quite impressive what they're doing. And especially, as Mark here suggested in the comments, is that they are actually going to move on further and further and increase the number of blocks produced per second as they go forward.
Crypto crew, whether you're a Kaspa diehard or a skeptic, The facts are clear. Kaspa is not just keeping up with the competition, Kaspa is setting a new standard. With the fastest proof of work network ever built, Bitcoin-like security while staying fully decentralized, EVM-compatible smart contracts, and a growing ecosystem being scalable, running at 10 blocks per second at the making of this recording, Kaspa is poised to become a top 10 crypto project on the crypto ocean. Not financial advice, of course, just my conviction I share with conviction. Let us know your thoughts on Kaspa smart contracts that will come sooner rather than later in the comment section below. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you
So shout out to my main man, your crypto crew for this smart contract update. And this is my main man Kaspa Silver is also talking about smart contracts. Let's see. All Shai supporters will now flock to Nacho. I'm trying to figure out who's buying Nacho up because it's kind of weird. Right, time for a beer. I thought he was an investor, not the dev. Anyone can dev on Cas. And furthermore, he's going to sell at 35. Super statement, wish could find it now on Twitter, not selling. What the FUD? You're right. Kind of let me rest my, things are going crazy. I don't know what happened. Things in politics started going crazy and now it's affecting everything. People are doing weird things in different states and protest and things are getting crazy. But let's see what Kaspa Silver has to say real quick, and I'll be right back.
YouTube channel. In today's video, we have a ton of news topics to go over, so let's go ahead and get into it. To start, the current price of Kaspa is currently sitting at 871 cents, and if we're looking at the market cap, it's sitting at $2.2 billion with the current volume in the last 24 hours of $61.9 million. The current ranking for Kaspa is sitting at 41. The current supply is sitting at 26.25 billion Kaspa. This is equivalent to about 91.49% mined, and the hash rate is sitting at 1.09 exahashes. The next reduction for the block reward is going to be in 2 days, and that new reward is going to be 5.19 Kaspa per block. The current block reward is sitting at 5.50 Kaspa per block. The current active amount of addresses is 528,276. If we are looking at supply that has not been moved in a certain period of time, and over 3 months, there is about 68.39% of the supply that has not moved at all. In 6+ months, it's currently sitting at 51.32%. In 1+ year, it's sitting at 31.97%. In 2+ years, it's sitting at 12.71%. And 3+ years, 3.57% of the supply has not moved in over 3 years. Now let's get into some Kaspa topics here. So first off, Kaspa KII has announced that they're going to be putting a node in space. They say here introducing the Kaspa Orbital Node Initiative, KONI. We're sending a Kaspa node into space for decentralization, for resilience, for the future. Why space? No borders, passive validation from orbit, resilience beyond Earth, a symbol of cryptographic neutrality. We're opening the KONI mission to collaborators and partners from the Kaspa community. Also, Kaspa KII has actually released a roadmap for 2025. It says our roadmap for expanding KII's priority enterprise-grade block DAG solutions and initiatives across key industries. And it talks about what they're going to be doing in each quarter of this year. And the links to all of this are going to be down below in the description so you can take a more deeper look into it. Next, we have Kaspa KII also teasing their ZX exchange, which is where you're going to be able to trade clean energy. And so this is going to be really interesting exchange. But as you can see, they are already testing this. They also revealed something called Kaspa KII Electrum, which is an Electrum smart contract dashboard. Deploy, manage, and analyze your EVM and WASM contracts on Kaspa's Electrum layer. So really interesting stuff is being built in the background, and Kaspa KI is teasing some stuff there. Next, we have the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation announcing that Hans Moog has just joined Kaspa and was granted core researcher and has received a grant to start working on the Kaspa network. It says here, after years of contributing to IOTA research agenda, Hans began seeking a project whose architecture and values fully align with his vision for decentralization and long-term impact. So really great to have another person join the core team, which is really important because we do need to decentralize the amount of developers that are working on Kaspa. Next, the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation also announced that they have rebranded their whole entire website. So you can go take a look at the new website and see how it looks. Over here, we have someone from the French Kaspa community that built a peanut dispenser that dispenses nuts after receiving Kaspa. So really cool that people are trying to come up with new ways on how to integrate Kaspa so that it can be used in the real world. But as you can see here, after sending the transaction to this peanut dispenser, it dispenses the peanuts. Really cool that this stuff is possible on the Kaspa network. Next, IGV.com had just announced that in just days, we're close to 100 plus crypto gift card orders, and 60% of all those orders were paid in Kaspa. So really great to see that Kaspa is being the main cryptocurrency used when it comes to purchasing things like gift cards online. And this is what I always recommend people, that if you do want to buy a gift card, please use the Kaspa network because it is so easy to do and it supports the network. Next, Julian had announced that Kaspa and Swissborg may be having a listing coming. So they recently announced that there is a public voting phase so that you can list for the top coins to be on their platform, and Kaspa is on that list. And if we're looking at the current list, you can see that Kaspa is sitting at number 2 with 929 votes, and then Alphium is first here with over 4,000. I don't know, that kind of seems like it may be botted just because of the amount that is so much higher than everyone else, but nonetheless, Kaspa is in the top 2 here when it comes to votes, so it does mean that there is a future potential of a listing for Kaspa on this other platform. Next, LCX announced that Kaspa is now live, and this is a Euro trading pair. Next, we had Castle Wallet announcing that it is going to be supporting layer 2 solutions that are coming to Kaspa. And I personally have been testing the Castle Wallet app, and the stuff that is on there is actually really, really good. You could see here that first off, one of the features that I really like is when you initially set up the wallet, you are never forced to actually see your seed phrase. And instead, the only way you can see your seed phrase is if you voluntarily choose to do so. Another great feature of this Castle wallet is that it has multiple addresses support. And not only does it have that support, you can choose which addresses you spend your Kaspa funds so that you can actually organize which address is actually going to spend your Kaspa, and this can all be done on the same seed phrase. Another cool feature that's going to be coming to the Castle Wallet app is also that Tangem is supposedly going to be supported on there, and also Ledger. So really, really cool, especially for Tangem, because this actually gives Caspians another alternative from using the Tangem app. You can actually use the Castle app instead if you want to access your funds, so you're no longer reliant on one app existing to be able to access your funds. So really, really cool design, and really excited to see what else Castle Wallet is going to be bringing for the Kaspa ecosystem. Next, we had JH here announcing that BTC Bruce and Kaspa Hype Man was pointing at the new Kaspa mining farm that is under construction, and you can see that here in this photo. So really cool that there are mining farms being built for Kaspa, and that is just a testament to people believing in the future of Kaspa. Also recently, Forbes had just released a article about Kaspa, the Israeli answer to scaling Bitcoin, and it really just dives deep into why Kaspa is the solution to scaling proof of work. Next, Kaspa Commons had announced that on June 4th, there's going to be a Rusty Kaspa workshop, and Michael Sutton and Hans is going to be discussing Rusty Kaspa performance aspects with code walkthroughs and detailed background on several tasks. Next, we have Casway that has announced that they launched their decentralized point of sale. And this is a website where you can actually set up a point of sale solution so that it is very easy for you to have a local business and be able to set up Kaspa as a payment method. Next, we had Casplex officially launch its Layer 2 public testnet. It says Casplex ZK EVM, a fully EVM compatible base rollup built on the Kaspa network. So currently, there's testing going underway for Layer 2 solutions to enable smart contracts on Kaspa, and that was just launched last week. And then last but not least, IGRA's Layer 2 solution testnet is also planning to be coming this week as well. So it's great to see that there is a lot of building in the ecosystem, and it's just a testament showing that Kaspa is seriously moving along here when it comes to more ways to start using Kaspa. Before we go, if you have not considered getting yourself a cold storage wallet so that you can secure your Kaspa off exchanges, please consider looking into the Tangem wallet here, where they have these exclusive limited edition Kaspa cards. If you use the code Kaspa Silver at the checkout, you will receive 10% off your order, and I do receive a commission for that, and it greatly does help support this channel. Tangem is a great way to hold your funds in a secure manner, and if you ever hold your funds on an exchange, you may or may not ever see those funds again if that exchange was to go bankrupt for any kind of reason. So it's extremely important that you do self-custody your Kaspa. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and as always, don't be average, be different.
So shout out to Kaspa Silver and his update. Just trying to stay current on everything that is going on here. Things are getting crazy, crazy, crazy. But everything will work out, guys. Just be patient and continue to diamond hand. Let me see. Let me see what he. Trying to see. I guess we can check out. Cat Daddy broke it down
What's
pretty
up,
well
guys?
too.
Cat Daddy Crypto here. You know what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay up to date with news around Kaspa and Kaspa's ecosystem as a whole, as well as the rest of the crypto market. Subscribe and like this video. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? Today I want to just go over I guess my take on the drama that's going on. I don't usually get into this drama, but I feel like maybe I should at least, vaguely give my feedback on it so that anybody who listens to me on a regular basis knows what I feel about it. Because it, you know, in my opinion, it's not that big of an issue, but a lot of people are freaked out about it and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm not going to do is get into specifics over you know, exactly what all these posts say and um, the detailed specifics of all of the arguments. Most of you guys probably know exactly what's going on by now, but what I do want to do is give you my view and my feedback on all of it, kind of in a vague and an overlying way. And so I'm going to pull up a tweet from Jonathan Sompolinsky, obviously the leader behind and lead developer behind Kaspa. And I'm not going to read this whole thing. He uses big words that I can't even pronounce sometimes because he's a lot smarter than I am. But it gives kind of a good, refreshing tone to it, in a sense. Because early Bitcoin days, there was a lot of infighting as well. About where they wanted to, hard forking and where certain developers wanted to take the project and others wanted something else. So, like, this isn't a new thing necessarily to the crypto space, and Bitcoin, came out of it just fine. right? Obviously, it's the biggest project in the space, and it is done very well. And so stuff like this doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Okay, let's read this. I'm just going to read the first paragraph. It kind of gives an idea of what's going on here, but it says seeing two prominent community figures clashing publicly over Cas X is very refreshing, and I genuinely hope to see more such fights being aired openly. Our strength as a community lies in our disunity. The strength of Bitcoin lies in the reality that opposing entities and individuals are collaborating and cooperating over it for different interests or even conflicting values. Rigid, cohesive communities are less likely to give birth to monies. Collectibles, yes. Monies, no. Assuming Kaspa grew out of the socially cohesive crypto village phase, it is essential to reflect this maturity in public discourse and to avoid thinking in terms of trusting the community. We, the community, opinion, etc. I, for one, genuinely do not know what these terms are referring to. Concretely, what makes an Alice, Bob, or Junie less representative of the community than Charlie, Dave, or Shai? And I, Jonathan, considered a trusted the community or a third party. So that's a little confusing, obviously, and I kind of butchered it reading. But like I said, he uses some bigger words and sentence fragments that are a little hard to understand sometimes. But what he's basically saying is that infighting can be good because you're going to have different views on the way things should be done, right? And hashing those views out and coming to some sort of common ground potentially, or, you know, two different things going on at one time is potentially a good thing, right? And he's stating that this is potentially taking it out of the socially cohesive crypto village phase and maturing into something beyond that, based on what's happening now. And that this sort of phase, right, is a natural part of the maturity of a true decentralized project like Kaspa, okay? So he doesn't seem worried about this at all, which means I'm not worried about this at all, okay? And let's even go further and assume, right, or project out, and let's say Jonathan decides to step down, right, and he's no longer the face of this project. Is that actually a bad thing, or is that a good thing, right? We don't know at this time. Bitcoin does not have a leader, right? It has a Satoshi, but nobody knows who that is, right? I'm sure it's a human or a group of humans at some point in time, but nobody knows who it is, and so there isn't a leader per se, right? He had a vision, and there's devs that are making that vision a reality, okay? Kaspa could, in theory, do the same thing. I'm not saying Jonathan's going to step down, but I'm just saying worst case scenario, that would be, you know, a huge ripple in the Kaspa community if something like that decided to happen. But when you look at where Bitcoin came from, is something like that, even if it came to that, necessarily that bad of a thing, right? Because all that's going to do is turn this project into, you'll still know who Jonathan is, and I'm sure he would still be behind the scenes, right? Doing coding and, you know, bringing the project through its, or helping bringing it through its next objectives, right? In its lifespan, and upgrades and block speeds and all that kind of stuff. But what he might be trying to do is just get his name less and less like a godlike symbol out of the project and the space, okay? Because let's assume, let's not assume, but let's play this little story out. What if, right? A lot of people think Jonathan was part of that group, right, that is considered Satoshi, because he's been around since literally day one of Bitcoin, and he has been a very big influence and was very prominent in helping and creating the security measures for Bitcoin way back in the day, 2010, 2011, 2012, okay? Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. Who knows at this point? But what if he has seen what Bitcoin has done and how it has defied all in belief in what it could do, right, over time? And what if, in his perspective, it's because there is no known leader behind the project, right? It is just out there, fully decentralized. Anybody can build, do, say what they want on the chain. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he tries to not distance himself necessarily, but come out of the public's eye a little bit at some point in time. It doesn't have to be this cycle, okay? And we just went on a little tangent there because that's not even, I don't think, in the cards at this point, or nobody's even mentioned that might be in the cards. On Yonatan's X page, I don't see anything about him even thinking about doing that. But he did say down here that he considers himself as part of the group, right? And that he shouldn't be looked at any more of a higher presence developer-wise than Alice, Bob, Junie, or Charlie, Dave, or Shai. And I don't know if these are real people. I know Shai is. Maybe all of these people are real developers that are developing behind the scenes, and that is part of the team, and nobody knows their name, and that's why he's saying that, right? Everybody knows Yonatan's name. Everybody knows Michael Sutton's name. Everybody knows Shai's name, even though he wasn't really part of the developing team. He was just part of, I don't know if you would call it marketing or hype or whatever it might have been. But he's basically saying that I shouldn't be looked at in any different light, or than any of these other people, because we are all in it together and we are all one in the community, right? Or any third party, he's saying. So, maybe that includes influencers, maybe that includes, any builders that are building, anything, anybody in the Kaspa community. So I guess my take on this whole thing is that if I were to guess, we are just in a period of this cycle where the price has been going down and sideways for quite a while. I think a lot of people are getting frustrated. I think a lot of people are getting angry, and they're getting angry over things that are kind of pointless, in my opinion, okay? Is this going to affect Kaspa long term? I don't think so at all. I actually think that they will probably come out of this stronger. It seems like that the core devs, right, Michael, Yonatan, a few others, maybe Junie and Dave and Charlie, Bob and Alice, are distancing themselves from Shai at this point. Even though he mentioned him in here, right, as he shouldn't be looked upon as anything less than myself, in more recent, as of literally today, probably yesterday, as you guys are watching this video, there's been a little bit of back and forth, and Shai has decided to do Shai things again and can't seem to stay off of social media and X, and seems to get a little heated, and they seem to have distanced themselves from him, which in my opinion is probably a good thing, because he said he was going to stay off and be positive, and then he can't seem to do that, clearly. So that, when it's all said and done, is probably a good thing. Everything else, I don't think is an issue at all, right? Just think back to early Bitcoin. There was a lot of infighting. There was a lot of people with different viewpoints on where and what should happen on the Bitcoin blockchain, okay? There was a few forks, right? Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Gold, because certain developers thought that that would be a better route to go because you would get faster block times and cheaper fees. That technically is true, but there's still, you can't scale Bitcoin all that much. So even with slightly cheaper fees and slightly faster transaction times on all of those forks, it's still not very fast. It's still not very cheap. So it didn't really do what everyone was planning to. And some of those projects like Litecoin have been adopted to a certain extent, but none of them clearly have been adopted to the magnitude that Bitcoin did. And so I would imagine that there is going to be fighting at times. There might even be some forks at certain times, right? Of certain people, certain developers, certain projects that want to fork Kaspa into certain directions that they think that it should go, right? AKA Litecoin, AKA Bitcoin Gold, aka Bitcoin Cash, right? None of those are usually that successful. Okay. The main chain, Kaspa, will still be the big dog, even if something like that does happen, and it will continue to flourish, in my opinion, because what they're working on behind the scenes is game-changing technology. And I'll say it again, I've said it 100 times before, but it's literally something that the crypto community as a whole had said is impossible to do. And Kaspa is doing it, right? And they're not stopping at 10 blocks per second. They're moving on to, I think, 32 blocks per second and then to 100 blocks per second, right? So over this next bear market, those are some of the milestones that we should see being improved upon the Kaspa block tag over the next couple years, I would imagine, right? And that will propel us and get some hype, hopefully, for next cycle. So I guess when it's all said and done, my vague basic, I guess that was a longer take than I thought I was going to give, but without too much detail, I think it's just stupid infighting. People are annoyed and angry because the price hasn't moved, right? It seems like altcoins are dead. It seems like we're not going to have an altcoin season, and everybody's getting frustrated, okay? And I think that's why there's been some fighting right now. As soon as the price turns around, as soon as altcoin season comes, everybody's going to forget about this, and their attention is not going to be on any of this. It's going to be on, we are best friends again, and prices going up, and we are all happy, and we all love each other again. That is my prediction of what's going to happen over the next, 4 months or so. So,
well, shout out to Cat Daddy for the summarization, but I understand what he's saying, and I share his optimism that hopefully things will work out, but I don't think everything is going to work out 100%. I don't think this is going to kill the project, but there's going to be some, I don't say repercussions, but there's going to be some slight backlash. Hopefully it all blows over pretty quick and we're able to get back to business, but it's kind of a big change, right? Because as I think somebody mentioned that this is like Shai is like the main name over the project. Well, probably the most vocal person in the project. So with what he's causing and all this back and forth, there's definitely going to be some backlash or some ripples, if nothing else, or a lot of confusion uh, back and forth before things kind of work themselves out. And how things are going and end up, I don't know. Quarter call, I know you lying. I know you lying. I know you're lying. And if so, I used to work for Lockheed, so I really don't care too much about Boeing. And with Boeing and all their problems, I don't know if Elon taking it over is the best thing to do, right? I know a lot of people that work at Boeing and things are getting crazy. And with Elon taking over, it's going to get even crazier. I don't know, bro. Like Cat Daddy said, things are just getting weird, man. There's so much going on, so much political unrest, issues about the tariffs and people and court cases and deportations and all kind of weird stuff, man. This is turning into the freaking circus. Oh my God. And this Caspa, got Caspa everywhere. Caspa better work it out quick. I was actually going to talking to my lawyer about trademarking Caspa. And I'm so glad I didn't do that. That would have been utter waste of money. I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy. Just like Kade said, man, people are frustrated. We were sold that Caspa would be at least $5 by now. We got freaking Caspa miners, Caspa hardware. These guys are arguing about political things. What are you even talking about? Just put your head down and code. Why are you even talking? Like this guy was saying, dude, why are you so political, right? Why are you even entertaining any of this? You're supposed to be head down developing, right? This is not a political forum. This is not a news exchange. You're not even supposed to be talking. You're supposed to be freaking working. So I don't know. I don't know if this is actually going to help the project or hurt the project. But dude, what are you doing? Sorry. After the first comment, I was like, dude, what is this guy even talking about? Why are you even talking? Only thing that should be coming from you guys is development updates and KRC20 tokens. I got a bunch of tokens. I got millions of KRC20 tokens. I got Kaspa freaking hats, Kaspa t-shirts, Kaspa pens, Kaspa coffee cups. And you guys are worried about political stances in other countries. Get to developing and make Kaspa great, guys. What are you doing? Why are you guys even on Twitter talking nonsense? I never understood. That's why I stopped making videos. So I was like, what are you guys even doing? We're expecting you to be coming back with development updates and positive things about Kaspa, not arguing about different political opinions from other countries. Not that I don't care, but this is not the forum for that, right? This is not what we're doing here. We don't do that here. Find somewhere else to set up your own exchange or your own page and do that there. Why are you bringing that in here? Well, anyway, let me get back to it. I'm ranting and raving a little bit. Got some in my throat. Freaking throat's dry. Kaspa breaking USD coin. USDC can or could be coming to Kaspa very soon. Lightning fast, low fee stablecoin transactions on the fastest proof of work network in the world is a game changer. Stay tuned as we learn about this development with Kaspa KEF meeting with Circle. Circle is everywhere. I might need to look into Circle, man. So this is Kaspa Ingrid design pillars. Sequencing Ingrid uses Kaspa blockchain as a decentralizing sequencer. Settlement, L2 stake can be settled over KZ coin, allowing, I don't know, what is this, Quano something? Entry for native assets, i.e. Ethereum. Performance up to 5K TPS per shard with sub-second, what is that? Probabilistics? Finality. Not sure what that means either. Sounds pretty complex. Consensus, the validity and consistency of the Ingrid state is anchored in Kaspa as a base layer removing the need for any additional consensus, making Ingrid transactions first-class citizens on L1. Security inherent base layer UTXO POW security second only to Bitcoin. And this is the Nano crew wanted a rematch, so here it is. So Nano is faster, but not faster than Kaspa. Kaspa's still the fastest. Who the heck is even using Nano? Dude, stop wasting our time with this nonsense. Jesus. Smart contracts will be game changing for Kaspa and crypto in general. And we went over the smart contracts. So this is some of the debacle. Dear Cast community, this is a farewell. We have a lot to say. I'll start with the ugly, move on the bad, and end with the good. I don't know. If this is long. I'm not, man, this guy's very worth. Ah, heck no. You kidding me? Oh, wow. I didn't even know you could put that many characters in Twitter. Oh, wow. I'm definitely not reading all that. It's the same. No, this is, I got a lot of messages concerning about my mental state after the fallout, but the truth is that I'm fine. I mean, not great, more calm and resolved than ever. Ever since I decided to move on, it's like a weight of the world has been lifted off my shoulders, which gave me the clarity to see how much I've been carrying. I can't pronounce how liberating that is. I have a lot of complicated stuff to work on, a lot of self reflection to do, but it's all good. Don't be worried about me. It's a waste of energy. I'll find a way. I always do. You're welcome to join me, though. Interesting. Maybe that's why the nacho coin's been, I mean, the nacho been pumping. But I don't know. Maybe you should seek therapy, people. Nothing wrong with seeing a therapist, right? Sometimes you got to talk it out or have someone help you in things you can't figure out yourself. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. People have a big problem with therapy, right? There's nothing wrong with going to see a therapist or at least talking it out, right? But whatever. I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't even know what to do at this point. I don't even know what lies ahead for the future of Kaspa. Probably need to talk to my attorney about trademarking Kaspa, though. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody, everybody, somebody? What is going on? Kaspa's back at 8 cents. 0.7% up in the last 24 hours. And it's all red, but 18% in the last 90 days. So I don't know. But we've been sitting around and below this 10-cent mark for a long time. I don't even know what to say at this point. Let's see if we can zoom in or zoom out. Where's the 10 cents? Where is 10 cents? 10 cents is here. I don't know. 10 cents is actually here. So we've been actually above 10 cents for some time. Let me see if we can make the line here. And that's all I was telling you guys last summer. There can always be a red swan event. People thought I was a normie. What are you talking about? You don't know about crypto. Apparently, I do know about crypto and all the weird intricacies about crypto. And I wasn't even expecting this kind of thing to happen. I was thinking about simple things. This was very interesting. Trying to get this line drawn here. Change the color so we can see it real good. We'll make it a light color. Oh man, what the? Okay, here we go. So this is, oh, wow. Let me go to the month chart. This day chart's too long. Month chart. So Kaspa has not been this low since let me zoom out so we can see real good here. What is this? December. – 2024. So we're back at below. What? We're back below January 2020. Actually, no, because it pumped up. So it would be. Yeah, once we popped up in November 23, we haven't been this low since January 24. So over a year and 5 months. January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months. It's been a year and 6 months since we've been down this far. So maybe this is a fresh start for the project. Maybe things are going to turn around and come back up. I have no idea, and I don't know what to tell you. I do know deep in the project. So like I said previously or last year, we're going to ride it all the way to the bottom. If it goes to the bottom, if it goes back to zero, it'll be very painful, but we're definitely going to take it all the way down and hopefully ride it all the way back up. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I put in a buy at 8 and 5. I'm done. Yeah, I might buy in at 5. If it gets back down to 5, I'm probably gonna start buying. But I do have these miners still running in the background. So I'm kind of glad I never turned those miners off because that would have been crazy. And I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I don't even know what I don't even know. I don't even know what to say here, guys. I don't even know what to tell you. But Kaspa. Shai was the researcher, not developer, hasn't been in dev a long time. He started his own Telegram group for everyone who wants to follow him. What a mess. Forgot to say hi. What up, Crypto Pumps? Where you been, bro? So Shai's not a developer. That makes me feel that much better. So we don't have to worry about the code crashing on us. But I guess we just get another researcher. I don't know what's going on. But either way, I don't know. I can tell you one thing. From here, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. I'm betting on up, but we will see. Thanks for joining Crypto Pumps, and thanks for everyone else. Thank everyone that supports BTM and the Crypto News Network. And as always, it's okay to be weird. Sometimes being weird is the only thing you can do. And maybe it's not you weird, maybe it's everyone else. But as always, let's get back to the money and stay dangerous. Miner out.